Okay, from from this class, I'll explain the introduction part, the introduction to the instrument part. Then, in the next class, I will show you some videos of me doing this experiment, and also I'll show you some other reference videos, and we'll see how to do this experiment. And today I'll just introduce you to this to the instrument. So our first experiment is, uh, students, please keep your microphones on mute. Okay, so keep your microphones on mute. Okay, so our first experiment will be to determine the volume of different objects by using Vernier scale. So, what is Vernier scale? Does anyone is familiar with Vernier scale? Anyone is familiar with Vernier scale? No one? Okay. So every experiment will contain the introduction part, the experiment part, and finally the results and discussion part. So this is a Vernier scale. So Vernier scale is an instrument which is used for making very accurate measurements. So for to make very accurate measurements, we use Vernier scale. See, in some objects like sphere, cylinder, etc., we cannot measure it accurately by using our regular scale. So in those cases, we use Vernier scale. The Vernier scale was first introduced in 1631 by Pierre Vernier. So it utilizes two graduated scale, a main scale to date on a ruler, and is especially graduated auxiliary scale. So Vernier scale is consist of two scales. One Vernier caliber is consist of two scales, one main scale and other is the auxiliary scale, which is called a Vernier scale. So one division of the Vernier scale is quite smaller, slightly smaller than the one division of the main scale. See, the main scale is similar as our regular scale. In our regular scale, what is the lowest division, smallest division? The smallest division is in millimeter for our regular scales, right? The scales you used as your ruler, that scale, in that scale the smallest division is in millimeter, right? So similarly the main scale of the Vernier scale is same as your regular scale. So the minimum division in the main scale is 1 millimeter. So we know that the one division of the Vernier scale is slightly smaller than one smallest division of the main scale. So that means the one division of the Vernier scale is smaller than 1 millimeter. See, let me explain. Suppose an object is 10 millimeter long. When we measure the object by using our main scale, we get that the object is 10 millimeter long. But 10 millimeter, but slightly larger than 10 millimeter. But it is not exactly 11 millimeter. Slightly larger than 10 millimeter, but it is not exactly 11 millimeter. So how will we find the accurate measurements? In those cases, we will use the Vernier caliper for accurate measurements. Suppose by using Vernier caliper, we get that the Vernier scale reading is zero point 0.1 millimeter. That means the total length of the object is 10.01 millimeter. Okay. Vernier calipers are widely used in scientific laboratories and in manufacturing for quality control measurements. So now we know why we use vernier caliper. Vernier caliper is used for accurate measurements. Okay, this is a diagram of vernier scale. These are some parts of the vernier scale. See, this is the main scale. This is the main scale which is 10 centimeter long, and it is similar as our regular scale. And this part is the vernier scale. Together they are called vernier caliper. This is one vernier caliper has two scale. One is main scale. This one is the main scale, and one is vernier scale. This one is the vernier scale. This part is called fixed jaw. People are giving their attendance and leaving the meeting. I will not give any attendance if you are not present at the last of the to the last of the meeting. I will not give you any present. Seriously, people are giving their attendance and leaving. I'll take the attendance at the end of this class. Why you are giving your attendance and leaving this meeting? I'll ask one by one at the end of this class. Then only I take your attendance. Okay, so this part is called a fixed jaw. The fixed jaw is this is fixed. This is called fixed jaw because this is fixed with the main scale. We cannot move this jaw. This is the movable jaw. We can move this jaw by using this clamping screw. We can make this forward and backward. We This is movable because we have to put the objects in between this part, and we have to move this object forward or backward to fix any object in between these jaws. So these two jaws are called measuring tips. This is used for measuring internal diameters, and we also increase this length or decrease this length by using campling screw. We also move these jaws by using this screw. Again, this part is used for measuring any length of any object, length and depth of any object. See, suppose we take a sphere. First, in this the aim of our experiment is to find out the volume of any objects. To find out the volume of sphere, first we have to know its radius. First we have to know its diameter, right? So what we'll do, we will put the sphere in between these jaws, and we will calculate its diameter fixing this with the help of this screw. See, if we put the when we put the sphere in between
Excuse me,
this.
ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Your sound is buffering, your voice.
My voice is buffering.
Some words are omitted. Yeah, ma'am.
Now you can hear me properly.
Buffering a lot.
Hello. Okay, wait, I'll switch my network. মই মোৰে হটস্পটত খুলিলো, এইটো ভাল নহয়। মই কানেক্ট কৰি দিলোঁ এইটো মোৰটোৰ লগত। Okay, can you hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the sound is okay, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Can we start from beginning, or you get that part?
You can continue.
Continue, ma'am. Okay. Wait. Okay, so suppose we for me for measuring the volume of the sphere, first we have to measure its diameter, right? So when we find out the value of the diameter, then we will put the value of the diameter in the volume formula and we will calculate the volume. So what we have to do, we will put the sphere in between these jaws, and with the help of this movable jaw and clamping screw, we will fix the sphere in between these jaws. Then first we will see what is the main scale reading. This portion is in which part of the main scale. We will see this portion is where. So here see it is 1.1, so the main scale reading will be 1.1 centimeter. It will change for different objects. I'm just giving you an example. So then we have to see the vernier scale reading. See, to how to find out the vernier scale reading, I'll explain in the experiment part. Okay, someone is waiting. Let me admit him. Okay. Uh, we will how to find out the vernier scale reading. We will explain in the experiment part. See, the we have to find out the main scale reading. Then we have to find out the vernier scale reading. By putting these values in a formula, we will find out the accurate measurement of the diameter. See, the formula will be main scale reading plus vernier scale reading into vernier constant. What is vernier constant? I'll explain it. Okay. Then for suppose we take a cube and we have to measure its volume. For measuring the value of the cube, measuring the volume of the cube, first we have to find out its length. To calculate the length of the cube, we will put the cube in between these jaws. Again we will fix this by using movable jaw and clamping screw. Then we see the main scale reading, the vernier scale reading. Then again putting these two values in the formula, we will find out the accurate value of the length. Then after the finding the value of the length, we will put this in our volume formula and we will calculate the volume. So again so the sphere done, cube done. Then again we will calculate the volume for uh, hollow cylinder. See, in a hollow cylinder there are two diameters. One in since the internal part is hollow, there will be two diameters. One is internal diameter and the other is external diameter. Okay, so internal diameter we already know is a similar process as the sphere. We will put the hollow cylinder in between these jaws and we will calculate its internal diameter. Then we will calculate its length or depth by using this. So with the help of clamping screw, we can increase its length and decrease its length, and then we will by using this screw we can increase or decrease and we will find out the accurate measurements of the length. Then for internal diameter, we will put these two jaws in between the hollow cylinder and we will calculate its internal diameter. So that's how we will calculate it. We will calculate the measurements of different measurements of different objects by using vernier caliper, and by finding out the length, breadth, diameter, height, etc. To measure the height, we also use this part, etc. We will calculate the volume of different objects by using the volume formulas. So any confusion up to this part? All of you understood or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No
Yes.
confusion, right? Okay. Moving on. Now the least count of vernier caliper. What is least count? The smallest value that can be measured by using this instrument is called its least count. The smallest value up to which the vernier caliber can measure is called is least count. See, we know that the one division of the vernier scale is slightly smaller than 1 millimeter, right? So that means it can measure objects smaller than 1 millimeter. But up to which we have to find out this. It can measure objects smaller than 1 millimeter, but up to which we don't know that. We have to find out its least count. So least count means the smallest value up to which the vernier scale can measure. So how to find out the least count? That vernier caliber, again least count is also called vernier constant. So least count or vernier constant, they are same. It is the length gap between vernier scale division and main scale division. So main scale division is 1 millimeter, right? The smallest division in the main scale is 1 millimeter, and the one division of the vernier scale is slightly smaller than 1 millimeter. So length gap between them is the vernier constant or least count. So how to calculate least count? Vernier caliber least count formula is calculated by dividing the smallest reading of the main scale with the total number of divisions of the vernier scale. That is smallest reading on the main scale. So for any scale, any kind of main scale or a regular scale, the smallest division is in millimeter. So smallest reading on the main scale will be 1 millimeter. Then we have to find out how number of divisions on the vernier scale. So see, number of divisions in the vernier scale is different for different vernier scale. We have to see this practically. So let us consider that there are 10 small divisions in the vernier scale. Suppose here there are 10 small divisions. So for to calculate the least count, first we have to put 1 millimeter, then we have to divide it by 10. So 1 divided by 10 equal to zero point 0.1 millimeter. So least count of the vernier caliber is 0.1 millimeter, or we can say 0.01 centimeter. So that means the vernier caliber can measure objects up to 10 millimeter. Okay. Suppose we put the sphere and put in between these dots, then we see that the main scale reading is coming at 6. That means the sphere has diameter 6, and then we have to see what is the vernier scale reading. Suppose the vernier scale reading is 1 or 2, then we have to into the vernier scale reading with the least count. Vernier scale reading is coming 2, then we have to multiply it with the least count. So 2 into 0.01 equal to 0.02. Then we have to sum take the sum of main scale reading plus vernier scale reading into the least count. The total answer will come out. The main scale reading was we take as 6, so 6.02 centimeter. So that's how we calculate the measurements of any object. So vernier scale caliber is used for accuracy of measurement. See, it's not like that we will take smaller object 1 millimeter, object smaller than 1 millimeter. No, we will take larger objects, but for the accuracy of measurements we will use the vernier scale. Okay, any confusion in the introduction part?
No, ma'am.
No. Ma'am, other students join. Why? Only 19 students present today. Is this physics practical class? Yes, it is physics practical class.
Ma'am.
Yes. यस बोलो क्या बोलना है.
Pardon.
What?
Repeat, ma'am. See, picture.
Which part?
Uh, scale one, scale second part.
Second part?
Yes.
I'll have to explain this diagram again.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay. See, this is a diagram of vernier scale. So see,
Honest.
in the you can mute your microphone now. Okay. See, in the vernier scale, there is in the vernier. This is the diagram of vernier caliper. Sorry, not vernier scale, vernier caliper. So in a vernier caliper, there are two scale. One is main scale, the other one is vernier scale. The main scale is similar as your regular scale. You use your scale for your measurements, right? So this is similar as your regular scale. So in the main scale it is up to 10 centimeter, and the smallest division, this is the smallest division, which is in millimeter. So this is the vernier scale. One division of the vernier scale is smaller than 1 millimeter. That means this caliber can measure objects which is smaller than 1 millimeter. So this is the fixed jaw. It is called fixed jaw because it is fixed with the main scale. We cannot move this. It is the movable jaw. See, we have to put the objects in between to calculate the diameter, length, etc. We have to put the objects in between these jaws, right? Therefore, this is movable. We can move this object and fix the object in between these jaws. So this is called the movable jaw Kempling screw, and this portion is used for measuring the internal diameter. See, in case of hollow objects there are two diameter, right? One is outer diameter, one is inner diameter. For calculating the inner diameter we use this part. See, we will put these parts in between the inner part of the hollow object, and we will calculate the internal diameter. Again we can move this by using the Kempling screw. And again this is measure for depth or length of any object. We can increase its length, decrease its length by using the Kempling screw. See, for any kind of measurements, first we have to see the main scale reading. See, when we move this part, this portion will go forward or backward, right? See, then we have to see where this part ends. See, in this case this is 1.1 millimeter. Where this part ends we have to calculate this as main scale reading. Suppose when we put a object in there, it goes up to, this part goes up to here, then the main scale reading will be 6 centimeter. Then we have to see what is vernier scale reading. To see the vernier scale reading, we have to how to find out the vernier scale reading I'll explain in the next class, because I have to show you the video, otherwise you will not get it how to calculate the vernier scale reading. So let us consider we calculated the vernier scale reading. First we calculate the main scale reading, then we calculate the vernier scale reading. Then we have to, for the accurate result we have to use this formula: main scale reading plus vernier scale reading into vernier constant or least count. Okay, so we will use this formula for the accuracy of measurement. For any experiment we will repeat this process again and again for accuracy of measurement. Suppose for diameter of the sphere we will take measurements for up to 3 times for the accuracy of measurement. Then we will calculate its mean. So that's how we calculate measure any objects by using vernier caliper. See, if we increase its length or decrease the length, this portion will move. Again, for moving this part, this portion will, for therefore for main scale reading we have to see where this part ends, where this part ends. So see, where this part on the main scale, we will take this as a main scale reading. And for least count, Ma'am, in the end of the class, can you please send a video of this explanation in the group? I cannot attend the class from the beginning. See, the video will be uploaded in your portal, right? When you give your ratings to the class, you can see the videos in your from your student portal. This video is already recording, and we will upload this video in our faculty's ERP, and you can see this by your student portal. Okay. uh, so the list count is the smallest value up to which the vernier scale can measure. So we found out that up to 0.1 millimeter vernier scale can measure. So with the help of vernier we can measure object as small as 0.1 millimeter. So least count is the smallest value up to which the vernier caliper can measure. See, in your practical copy, first in the front page, you will draw the diagram of the vernier scale, and I will send you the theory of this experiment. We have to write the theory after the diagram, and I'll explain the theory, and I'll show you some videos how to measure and different objects by using vernier scale in the next class. Okay. So, any questions up to this introduction part?
Okay, ma'am.
सबको समझ आया? सब समझ में आया?
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So can I ask you questions now? You have to answer, okay? So what do you mean by list count? What do we mean by list count? I just explained. Why you are not answering anything? No one know what is list count. So then if you will not respond, how will I know that you understand or not? You are getting this or not, how will I know? Okay, give me your attendance one by one then. Okay, Sir, please make one group for physics, huh?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'll now you send your attendance one by one and leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Sir, what's your name?
My name is Carly Game.
Okay, please send me a message on my WhatsApp inbox, huh?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, give your attendance and leave one by one.